So I'm excited to welcome you to night number one of our mastermind. We're turning your IP, your intellectual property, into income. So we have multiple people in here, different fields, different businesses, different forms, and we are all going to hear in mastermind around some specific things tonight. So question number one is, what is it that you do that you want to be known for in the earth? We're talking about this season of your life. I know it's a broad question, but in this season of your life, what is it that you do that you want to be known for in the earth? I appreciate those of you that are already jumping into the chat and already doing it. Yeah, my wife's put, Tamara Butts has put an author. She wants to be known for the books that she writes. Tina Jackson, empowering. Tina, I want you to go a little bit more specific. Empowering who? All right, so we're going here, right? Empowering who? Carol Holmes, in educational and inspirational public speaking. I love it. Leon and Hattie, you put working with married couples. I like it. I develop people. Yes, I love it, Brittany. I develop people. Miss Carolyn Wade, helping people how? Helping people who? Helping people what? Who are we helping? What are we helping them do? I want you to get a little bit more specific with me. So we're already starting right now. Terry's put, I educate, equip, and empower women in business and insurance to make financial freedom a reality and live happily ever now. I love it. I love it. So there's a specific focus there on women, business, and insurance. I like it. All right. Bridget Washington, empowerment, personal development, speaking, coaching, training, author, empower, and equip individuals to live fanatical purpose identification, live full out. I like it. I like it. All right. Okay, so the first thing that I asked you tonight is, when you think about your IP, you're thinking about intellectual property that lives with you. And in the course of it living with you, it is now for you to transfer it into a product. Okay, it's for you to transfer it into a product. One of the specific assignments that I have right now that I really sense very strong over my life, and that is to help individuals not only make an impact, but also to increase their income. It's not just to do what you do, but it's to do what you do in a way that you can generate income out of the areas that you make an impact. Pamela Brown, I see yours, educating people as to why they should buy or invest in real estate. I love it, right? I got a couple of realtors in the room. Brittany's a realtor. Carol Holmes is a realtor. Yeah. So shout out to my realtors. So it's for you not to just be in a season where you do volunteer work, but it's also for you to move it into the form where it's business. So when you think about the word business, we have to start asking ourselves the question of, number one, am I hustling my hobby, or am I building my business? So when I think about that question one is, am I hustling my hobby, or am I building my business? As I always state, either one is okay. It's okay if you want to do something from a hobby standpoint, but it's also okay if we move what we do to a business standpoint. When I start to do it from business, I have to start to think there has to be monetization if I'm really doing business. When I do it as a volunteer, when I do it for a nonprofit, when I do it for maybe a church, when I do it for something else, then I can give of my service. But when I do it from a business standpoint, it has to be in a way where we exchange both the service for some type of form of monetization. Eddie Randall says, known for empowering leaders and organizations to transition into greater level of accomplishment, clarity, and success. The reason why I asked you guys to put it in the chat is because one of the assignments that you got to start to take on is you need to know who your avatar is, right? Please put that down if you're taking notes tonight. I'm going to be sending you a lot of the recap of this, plus you'll have a recording and you can listen to this again. But avatar, if we can, let's keep our lines muted, please. And then if we have to, we'll open the lines up when you have questions. But avatar simply means who's your ideal client? Who's your ideal person that you have in mind that your product represents to that type of person? So tonight I'm going to take you to the airport, and we're going to use the airport as a backdrop, and it's going to be our illustration that we're going to use because it's going to help us to understand why some people monetize while other people only advertise. Okay, I'll say that again. Some people monetize what they do while many people advertise what they do. And here comes the difference. The difference is when I advertise what I do, but not monetize what I do, could be because I'm not concentrated around an avatar. Avatar being a specific person's group of people that you're assigned to or you want your product to go to. When you think what you do reaches everyone, many times you reach no one. When I think that what I do reaches everyone, many times I actually end up reaching no one. You got to become specific in your approach. You have to become specific in your person that you're going after, because if you're going to market and advertise, you need to know who's supposed to say yes and who's okay with saying no to. See, I realized when I look at on the call tonight, my avatar is actually on the call. If you notice, just look around the room, look at different photos. There are more women online than there are men. In the entrepreneurial space, both when I coach real estate agents, mortgage professionals, entrepreneurs, more people say yes to me that are women than that are men. When I go do keynote speaking, it's more men that invite me into the businesses than there are women. I know that. So when I market, when I advertise, when I'm thinking about my products, I'm not thinking about a lot of men. The overflow is I will still get men. The reason why many people don't like to niche or niche down, because they start to think I'm going to miss out on somebody. Truth be told, you're missing out on your somebody when you don't go all out for your somebody. When you paint with a broad brush, when you water things down, you're not able to know your audience. You're not able to go after your audience. And then ultimately you miss the marketing for your specific audience. It is okay for you to get yeses, and it's okay for you to get no's. And you have to be okay with this. And I say that on the outset because I want to help you to go after your people and stop trying to be generalist when you should be being specialists. See, a generalist, when they market, you get general money, you make general impact, but a specialist, they actually get more because they specialize in a specific thing. They know everything about that thing. They go after that thing. And the worst thing a specialist has is when a specialist says, I'm going to get this, and they miss that. But when a specialist specializes in a specific area, you don't want to get no's there. You want to get your yeses there. Okay? So I want you to think about your area. Because remember, we're turning your IP, your intellectual property, into income. So when you think about your specific area, right? For Terry, she's thinking about women in insurance, right? When on my realtors, they're thinking about the buying and sellers, but then they're also thinking about, if they look about it and they've been doing it longer than 6 weeks, there's certain type of people that they get. So when they think about that, they want to start to niche down on, that's my people. Those are the people that I don't want to miss, right? You have to start. When my parents are on the call, they're thinking about it. When they're thinking about marriages, they may miss the marriage that hangs out at the club, but they're sure not going to miss the marriage that goes to a church, because that's their specialty, right? They use the Bible for a lot of their information, their knowledge, their wisdom. So they're not going to miss that couple. You have to know who you are niching down to. You have to know who it is that's yours. And when you do, you have to know everything about that person. When do they go online? What platform do they use? See, some people are missing their audience because they're playing on Facebook, but their audience lives on LinkedIn. They're playing on LinkedIn, but their audience lives on TikTok. So if you don't know your audience and you don't know where they are, you'll actually miss out on your audience. Question real quick. Where's the last place? I want you to put this in the chat. Where's the last place that you visited? Like went to the airport, got on an airplane. Where's the last place that you got on an airplane and you visited? Where's that place? Go ahead and put that in the chat for me. Where's the last place? I'm going to put mine in here as well. Last place that you visited. Okay, Brittany said Jamaica. All right. Oh, man, must be nice. Brittany going to Jamaica. Let's see, who else put in something in here? Somebody put Terry, put Memphis, okay? North Carolina, DC, Los Angeles, Jacksonville, Florida, Cancun, Las Vegas, Blessing, Karen, TS Group, okay? I don't know what that means. Okay, D, where did D go? Oh yeah, she's a world-class traveler. Jesus help us. Mexico, she went somewhere right before, but she went to Mexico. Bless you. Okay. All right. Question I have. When you were at the airport getting ready to leave wherever you were at, and you were getting ready to go to that location, were there other planes going to other locations? Come on. Thumbs up, yes. Yeah. Okay. Thumbs up, yes. Okay. So there were other planes going to other locations. How come you didn't get on that plane? See, you didn't get on that plane because you had a destination in mind. You had already purchased a ticket that wasn't going to that place. Yes, Suzanne says that wasn't her destination. She wasn't going there because that's not where she was intended to go. Okay. So what my point to us tonight is, you need to know where you're taking your people before you take off. Okay. You got to know, where am I taking my people before I take off? All right. So let's dive in here. So everybody has a product that's going to have the potential to be monetized. What people care more about is not the process of your product. They care more about the outcome of your product. I'm going to say that again. Where most people miss it is we do too much talking about the process of our product, when people really are concerned about the outcome of their product. So let me ask it this way. When you're done doing what you do with your people, how are your people? So when somebody reads my wife's book, Tamara's book, the outcome of reading that book, how are they? When somebody's finished dealing with Pamela in real estate, the outcome of that person is what? After I listened to Carol Holmes speak in her public speaking, the outcome of them, of the person that listens to me, is what? When Kenny Randall's finished speaking to his leadership group from his job, the outcome of that group is what? See where I'm going here? When Leon and Hattie's finished dealing with the couples, what's the outcome of that individual? So let me share my screen, because I want you to make sure you see this tonight. You may want to take a picture of the screen after I do this. Here's the point that I want you to see tonight is, this is the screen comes up here, is this here the place that people are concerned about is the answer. Too often, we focus on the equation. That's the process. So watch what happens. You market to the equation, the process, where people are concerned about the answer. Stephen Covey would tell you, if he was on the call tonight, please begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. So remember, we're talking about monetizing the message, product, or service that you have. It's impact, not or income, it's impact and income. So when I get on a plane, I always have to think about the destination, because the destination determines the terminal that I'm going to sit in. So here's what I know with people. If the people are not supposed to be with me, they need to be an introduction to the person that you know in your circle that they are for. So please write these two I's down. When you encounter people, it needs to either be an invitation to do business with you, or an introduction to do business with someone you know. We get that? It's either an invitation to do business with you, or it's a introduction to do business with someone you know. You know what I call this? The abundant mindset. When you function in the abundant mindset, you don't think you're the solution to everyone. The people that struggle with this are the people that are like me. So I'm raising both hands first. So I'm talking about me first. I'm not talking about y'all because I barely even know everything that you do right now. I'm talking about me first. So the people that struggle are people like me. It's the people that are good. Okay, let me ask the question this way. Who in here, just type 1 in the chat if I'm talking to you right now. Who in here feel like you're good at a lot of things? Just put 1 in the chat if that's you. Put 1 in the chat if that's you. You feel like you're good at a lot of things. So let me, I remember I told you I'm talking to me right now. Okay, Tina, look at all these 1s in here. Look at all these 1s in here. Look at Bridget, put it there. Tina put that there. Look at these 1s. Come on. Thank you for being honest, right? Look at these 1s. Pamela. No, Pamela didn't put that. Let me see. Who else put 1? Let me see who else put. Yeah, Pamela put 1. Leon and Hattie put 1. Okay, listen to me. People that are good at a lot of things. Now, here's what I'm going to ask you. Listen to this. Listen to this statement. I got arrested in my mind, in my heart, when I started asking this question. Derek, why would somebody hire good when great is available? Please write that down. Why would somebody hire good when great is available? Okay, so you say, well, then what did you do when you asked that question? Okay, let me tell you what I did. I had to decide what I wanted to be great in. See, good people, remember, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. Good people have a lot of things they can do, a lot of things they could do. But now my question is, what is it that you're going to do? What is it that you're going to sell out to and say, I'm going to be great in this area? You see the difference? Because when you get to that place, this is the space that you can then say, you know what? I'm not a realtor. Pamela, I got somebody that needs to buy a house. Tina, I know somebody that wants to buy a second home. Brittany, there's somebody that wants to list a house. Carol, I got somebody that's ready to go ahead and buy this commercial building. It's when you're willing to now be an introduction and not trying to have your ego struck by being the person that thinks that you can tell them what to do just because you know something about it. You got to be an introduction. Now, why do I want to be an introduction tonight? And let me tell you why. Because the seeds that we sow to others will be the harvest we receive from people. Sometimes you don't receive any referral business because you have yet to refer anybody else to do business with somebody else. You see somebody ready to do business, and because you think you can do it, you then try to what? Do it. There's a statement that we would say when we were playing dominoes, and the statement was, all money ain't good money. Oh, I can tell y'all 3 years ago, it almost destroyed everything about my business. I tried to take on a project because I had limited knowledge in it, and it ultimately almost cost me everything in business. Oh my gosh, this little dog of ours is so stinking. He's going to bother the living daylights out of me. I know my wife is on the call. She would just come in this room and get this dog because he is just whining. This is a real call, y'all. See, I couldn't do this if I was pre-recorded. I couldn't do that. See, I can't do that. But it almost cost me everything, you guys, because the reason why is because I tried to take on a project because I had, let me tell you, limited knowledge, but I knew I had more knowledge than the person that was in there had, and I tried to take it on. But here's the thing, all money ain't good money. And I had to get to a point where I had to just finally just raise my hand and say, you know what, y'all, I shouldn't have done this. But if we would niche down and refer that business and just focus in on the business we're supposed to get, how many of you know, instead of being stressed, we could be blessed? The place of your blessing can also be a stressing when you start doing things that you're not supposed to be doing in the season of your life. So tonight, I want you to sell out to something. I want you to sell out to something. Because as we walk through some of these other principles, and we're going to get into a few more tonight, as we walk through these principles, if you do not sell out, you're going to miss out. And you're going to miss out on the monetization. You'll miss out on the impact, because here's what I know. When you get in a lane that's not your lane, it'll be busy, and you will not be the one that people notice and be seen, because you will not be number one in a lane that's you're not supposed to be in. So avatar, who's your avatar? Please don't tell me everyone. Don't tell me everyone. It ain't. Will you ever get overflow of business? Yes, but you cannot market to everyone. The same way that the airplane in the airport doesn't say, everybody going on a plane, sit at gate number 1. They don't do it. They say, if you're going to Atlanta, you're on gate 12. If you're going to San Diego, please come to gate 13. They put you in the gates based on the destination that you're going. So what gate are you going to, and what are you taking the people to, and what's the outcome does that look like? What outcome does that look like? What outcome does that look like? What outcome does that look like? Please know that when you went to the airport, you knew where you were headed. You cannot market effectively if you don't know where you're going to take the people when they come to you. And it cannot just be, I just want to empower them. I want to empower them how? I want to empower who? I want to empower them when? Right? So tonight, I want you to see. So the first thing I want you to see here tonight is destinations determine terminal selections. Okay, so listen to me. I'm going to say a couple of things. Please jot them down. You got to be clear on where you're leaving from and where you're going to. I'll say it again. You need to be clear on where you're leaving from and where you're going to. Okay. Second thing, you need to be clear on when you're leaving. You don't go to the airport at 5 p.m. if your plane leaves at 7 a.m. You got to be clear on when you're leaving the terminal. Okay. Next thing, you got to be clear on who and how to get on board. See, there's a system to this. Okay. And some of you catch up. You're writing your notes. I see you. All right. Okay. So watch this. So tonight there was an individual. I'm gonna use one of my one-on-one clients they're on the call right now. So her name's Brittany. Brittany, she's up here she's in my top right corner. I don't know where she is for y'all, but she's right here. She's over here in the top right corner. Okay, she just waved at y'all. Okay, so Brittany, she's a realtor. Okay, she's a realtor right here in DFW. And she had a book that she had been writing or getting ready to write and trying to write and going to write and doing it for about 3 months or 3 years, excuse me, about 3 years, she told me. And first off, man, we want to salute and celebrate her. She just finished it. She got her ebook out. We released it. Now, Brittany was able to write the book. She got it edited. She did the whole thing. But then there was a gap between what she knew to do and then the next step in what she knew to do. And as she got to that place, she was like, okay, well, now I need to get the book out. So, we could get it on Amazon. We could do this. We could do different things with it. Now, phase 1 for her book was, let's release the book and let's make some money on the book. Okay. So watch this, y'all. And I've already asked her permission, so she's good with me doing this. So I don't need nobody like, oh my God, you're talking about Brittany. Oh no, she's fine. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to share my screen and I want to ask some questions. So Brittany, if you unmute your line, okay? Unmute your line because I'm going to ask Brittany some questions as we do this, okay? Mm-hmm. So, all right, so here Brittany's there. So Brittany, what's the name of your book? What's the name of your book, Brittany?
Credit Confident.
Okay, Credit Confident. So listen, y'all. So we want y'all to buy Credit Confident. So there's the plug right now for okay. We got some realtors on so they can all kind of verify this. So selling of a house. So all right. So Brittany, right now, what do we have your book listed for? What's the product price of your book?
$7.99. $7.99 on an ebook.
$7.99. All right, $7.99 is the product of that. So we rounded up to $8. So on average, Brittany, give me the low end. If you sold a home right now, how much is like the low end in the average in DFW that a realtor would make if you were selling a house?
Maybe 10,000. The commission on it?
Yeah, commission on it.
Yeah, about 10.
Okay, about 10. All right, so let's see, 10,000. So here we go, $10,000. All right, we'll just act like that's all we have. Okay, so I want to show y'all some stuff here tonight. So okay, so if she sold a house, she's going to make, let's call it $10,000 if she sold a house. If she sold a book, she's going to make $8. So let's say Brittany's goal was she wanted to make $20,000 a month. Okay, everybody with me? So Brittany's goal is she wants to make $20,000 a month. And she got this $8 book that she has, that she says, if she only sold books, Brittany would have to sell on average about 2,500 books in order for her to get to her $20,000. But if Brittany wanted to make $20,000, she could sell, if she's making $10,000 per home, she needs to sell 2 homes. So inside of her IP, intellectual property, she has a book that's around credit. So Brittany, what would it be? What would you want to do? Would you want to go after trying to sell $8 books to 2,500 people? Or would you want to use your $8 book to get you leads to jump you into selling 2 homes that you make $10,000 a piece on?
Definitely want the leads to sell the houses. Okay. Which is why I did the credit. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she wants the leads that could get her to the $10,000 hits. So what now, if we look at it, the book, we could almost forego the profit of a book in order for us to let the book become the hook to get people around her business that will lead her to the opportunity to get her to her big dollar amount. Everybody with me? See, too oftentimes what people do is they see every product singular. They see every product with just the one product in mind. But they have to start to string it along and see that if I can bring alignment into my assignment, I can then use one thing that I do to get me to the main thing that I do. So the one thing would be, I got a new hot book that everybody's talking about. But if I run it properly, the book can lead them to the opportunity that I really want to focus on. And that being, I want to find somebody that needs my services. Okay. The next thing I need you to see is, no matter where you start, there's another level to what you have. Okay, wheels are turning. No matter where you start, there's another level to what you have. So now I got to ask the question, what's the goal? Remember when I told you the airport analogy? What's the destination? Is it to be popular or is it to get paid? What's the goal? Is it to be busy or is it to be productive? See, what's the goal? Is it to do it the way everybody has done it? Or is it to be innovative and creative and do it a different way? What's the goal? Too oftentimes, here's why Derek says this, you build what you birth and you drop what you adopt. Too oftentimes, we adopt something based on somebody else's plan, and we think it now has to become our plan, but it doesn't get us to the goal that we have. Okay. You get on the airplane. If my dad would unmute his line, because I want to talk to him for a second. He was an aircraft mechanic for a lot of his career in the Air Force. So let's talk real quick, Dad. So the plane loads up with the passengers. Everybody's getting ready to go from Hawaii to Guam. How long a flight was that? How long a flight was that when we went from Hawaii to Guam?
8 hours.
Okay, 8-hour flight. So we're getting ready to go from Hawaii to Guam. Flight attendants got everybody on board. They went through the checks. Everything's good down on the terminal. All the passengers are on board. Plane cranks up. What's that called before the plane gets in the air? What's that thing called? What's that thing called that the plane goes down? What's that called?
The runway.
The runway. See, I can call him because my dad needs to be on Jeopardy. He'd win Jeopardy. I mean, this is what he does. He's smart as all get out. Okay, the runway. Question to you tonight. What does your runway look like for your product? We in class right now. See what I'm saying? We in class right now. I want you to think about it. Many times you have product, you have in your mind outcome, but did you take time to think about your runway? See, your runway is the leading up to. Your runway is all the work you did beforehand. Okay, let me go this way. If you couldn't speak, do you have enough evidence of who you are and what you do so people already know this is what you do? See, the runway is all the pre-work that gets done before you actually even get somebody to the register. That's the runway. So what makes somebody successful or not is not many times the product, because most of the time we have killer cold products, but we don't have good runways. If the runway was too short, the plane doesn't get the lift that it needs. The runway's too long, then it's, but the runway, you need a runway experience. Do you post anything about your product? Do you have any type of engagement? Do you have any emails? Do you nurture? Do you talk about it? What's that runway look like? Or do you just show up and say, come over here and come to the register because I got something real good for you? They're not going to do that. You got to give them a runway. You got to give them the stuff. Since their line is muted, let me tell you, if my mother went to the garage, I remember this happened one time, and she saw something, a little critter. The next thing she did was said, Leon, we have to move. My point is, here's the thing. You don't always have to see the mouse. If you see the droppings, you know that the mouse was there. My question to you is, do you have any droppings to know what your product is coming out or that you get ready to deliver something? Did you put enough evidence out there so people know who you are and what you do? See, the success and failure of something is not in just, is the product good? It's in the pre-work of the product. It's in, did I market and hold it and talk about it and know how to say it and know how to deliver the goods to somebody? Did I do all of that? Because that's what makes it lift. I ask you the next question. We're going to go 10 more minutes and we'll be done tonight. I ask you the next question. It's a brand new product that you're getting ready to experience. What do you do first? It's a restaurant you've never been to first. What do you do first? What do y'all do? Unmute your line. You can talk to me. What do you do? What are some of the things we do?
Look it up.
Okay.
Check
we look it up. Okay. We look it up. So we look it up. And when we look it up, what happens? What are we doing? What are we looking for?
The reviews.
Reviews. Okay. Reviews. What else?
You're also looking at the menu.
Looking at the menu. What else?
At referrals. Who been there?
Who's been there? Referrals. Who do I know that's been there? What else?
Location.
Location. What else?
Cost.
Check
Cost.
Okay, cost. How much does it cost? Is it in my budget? What else?
check photos to see if it's nice.
Okay, photos, checking to see if it looks nice, if it doesn't fit who we are, does it fit you? Okay, my question to you now is simply this: does your product have all these things? Ooh, right? Does your product have all these things? Now, some of you say it does. Then guess what? Is it seen?
Is it what? I didn't get that.
Is it seen? How often do you show it? How often do you talk about it? Because let me tell you something. If I asked you about your product, aren't you going to tell me it's good?
Sure.
They don't want to hear from you. They want to hear from the people that's done it, that's been around you. So watch this. If our marketing shifts from us talking about it to others that have experienced it, it has more validity. There's more validity when Brittany says, wow, Coach Derek, you helped me put my product together, than for me to say, you know, I helped Brittany put her product together. You expect me to say that. But if Brittany gets on and says, you know what, he actually called me last night and he walked me through X, Y, and Z of exactly how to do the Stripe, how to do this and how to do this. And we got it and it's now up and running and people have purchased it. You're going to believe like, whoa. But if I said, you know what, guys, you know, I'm just so excited. I helped another person get this product out. You're going to be like, well, that's what of course he's going to say it. It's his product. See, the validity comes in the voices of the people that you've helped. What am I saying? Talk about them more. Market them more. Market the people that you've helped more and stop talking about you. Let's look. What does this word right here mean? I just put it in the chat. Somebody jump on real quick. Come on, we got 5 good minutes, and then I'm going to open it up to Q&A. What does this word right here mean? Somebody, come on, somebody jump on and tell me. I put it in the chat. It's leverage. What does that word mean? Come on, come on now.
I kind of look at it like when I use the word leverage, I use it in the sense of whatever it is that I am, if it's a product or a service I am putting out there, I am leveraging someone else's expertise that maybe knows it better than me, maybe understands the system more than I do, or I'm just not necessarily the most tech savvy, so I have to leverage someone else's ability to do that, you know, kind of walk me through that and explain it to me. So I don't know if that answers the question, but
no, that's good.
I think it's kind of like what you said, Brittany, but when you say I want to leverage Derek's expertise, so I'm getting like the maximum out of it, basically, that I can get for whatever I'm doing or whatever, you know.
I love it. Getting the maximum. I like that word, right? Come on, anybody else? What else? You hear the word leverage. What do you hear?
Partnerships.
Okay, partnerships. I like it.
What portion of your business can you focus the most on for the best productivity? And what are those things you can delegate?
Come on, I like it. Come on, Tina. Come on.
I'm old school, working smarter and not harder.
Okay, work smarter, not harder. Tina, just remember everything you just said, because we're going to talk about that Thursday. Right? No, but right there, I love it. Work smarter, not harder. Anybody else? Leverage.
It says it's the strategy of using borrowed money to increase return on your investment.
Okay, I like that. Notice that we're using borrowed. Okay, so here's specifically, here's what I want you to do is let's use that definition right there. When I'm leveraging, I'm not using the influence I have, I'm using the influence you have.
You have, yeah.
Okay, so why am I saying market what they're talking about? Because I'm now going to tap into their database, so that their database that don't know me, but they know them, they're going to speak on my behalf. My wife sold as many books and has got all these reviews. She's almost to 100 reviews on Amazon, but she's got there and she keeps getting checks come in the mail because somebody else is speaking on her behalf of her book. So it's continuing to sell today, not because she markets it, because she doesn't. She doesn't market her book nonstop, constantly talking about her book, but somebody else that just read it is doing that, and they're pushing it out. And the more you push out other people's verbiage and talks and let them shine, the more you actually shine. One of the things that I've learned more and more in this season is the less I talk about me, the more I can actually get from me. I sell more of my products, I sell more of my services when I'm not talking about it, but when other people are talking about it. So
Can I say this? Are
Yes.
you trying to say market your avatar?
Say it again.
You talked about having an avatar. Who's your target people? So you're saying market your target?
Your avatar.
So I am, but I'm also saying market your results.
Use that for leverage.
Use that for leverage. Market your results, because the expectation is that you're going to always be marketing because you're in business. But the leverage portion comes when the person that you've helped, you have to teach that person how to speak on your behalf, which now turns around and brings business to your front door.
Derek, we had that happen today. Can I just share that
Yes, quickly, go ahead. Yeah.
quickly? I don't know whether it's very quickly, but there was a teacher and her and her husband was in our spiritual growth class about 8 years ago. So now he's married and everything now, he have 3 kids. And so today when we were in the prayer ministry, he advertised, he realized that our anniversary was, we were celebrating our anniversary today. And so the whole class, he told the whole class about it. And as a result, he was talking about how good the results of us helping him. And then he turned around and not doing that, but then he put money in our account to say thank you.
That's amazing. See, I mean, that, like you said, that's that whole full circle. Okay, so I'm gonna bring tonight to a close by putting something here in the chat that I want you to go work on. Okay, I want you to work on. So number one, the first thing I want you to work on is I need you to come back with clarity of what you're going to be an expert in. Okay, I need you to come back with clarity on what you're going to be an expert in. Okay, because that's the area I want you to sell out to, because next week we're going to really start talking about how do you position it. Okay, this week it was just stimulating thoughts. That's all I wanted to do is stimulate thoughts. Okay, next week we're going to talk about how you position it. Okay, so here's the thing I want you to think. Some of you have not done it yet, but you have done it in your mind. So here's what I want you to think. Based on the results of my clients, so based on the results of my clients, so it's real simple. I can stop right here tonight. What are the results of your clients? So listen to what I'm going to say. After you do what you do, what are the results of your clients? If you stay vague, you're going to struggle with marketing. So like if your answer is always stuff like, my people, they feel better, they do better, they go better, they live better. Okay. Better so subjective, right? I need you to become a little bit more specific. So based on the results of my clients, after they do what you do, so let's say you have a book, based on them reading their book, what happens? If you read my wife's book, it's more relaxational. It's more, you know, it's a thriller. So you put you on the edge of your seat. You feel like you're reading a movie. So that's the result that happens. Oh man, you can't put the book down. It's a page turner. That's what somebody should be saying about. So that's the result. So based on the result of the clients dealing with what you do, what is that result? I need to know that result. If I tell you to go to the vault to go eat, the result of going to the vault is, man, you're gonna, first off, the ambiance, the food you get, the experience, the waiters, for those that's in this room, is Black, is Black excellence. So that's the result that happens for you going to the vault. What's the result that happens when you do what you do? You got to know that result, because listen to me, that has to be in our verbiage, that has to be in our marketing, and that has to be in everything we do. So based on the result. So I want you this weekend or this week, I want you to think about that result that you deliver. I want you to think about somebody that you've delivered it to. Because here's your assignment. You first need to write it down. This is the result that I believe happens when somebody deals with mine. If it's a book. If it's you're speaking this. But then I want you to not coach somebody, but I want you to ask somebody the question. What's the result that you receive in dealing with me? And we're going to play the game called match. Let's see if what you said, they said. And when you do, watch what happens. When you start to match those answers, then you know that's what really happens. See, too often, what you say, what they say is two different things. And you're leading with what you say when you should be leading with what they say. They say writes checks. You say strikes your ego. You see that? Some of you shaking your head, you're like, okay, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. You keep leading with what you say. And you're going to hit and miss. Lead with what they say, and they're going to write you a check. And they say you can market that and find some more people that need that same thing. Make sense? Okay. So I'm going to stop right there. That's where we're going to stop tonight. Okay. Questions. I'm going to take a couple questions and I'm going to let you off tonight. Anybody? Thoughts, comments, questions about your area? And then I'm going to show y'all Brittany's book, because it's thebomb.com. I'm about to pull it up. Okay, no questions. Wow. Y'all scared of each other. First night, y'all scared of each other. Okay, all right, here we go, Brittany. I'm gonna show you a book, and then we're gonna be done here tonight. All right. So Brittany she wrote this book, Credit Confidence. She just told us about it. Let me see if I can't even get to my website. Here we go. All right. Credit Confident. I'm gonna show y'all a little bit what some of the stuff we did. So I'm gonna show you what we did. We put this together. We did 3 pages. We put this together yesterday. She wrote the book. She finished the 700 Club. Y'all remember that show? My parents remember that. Welcome to the 700 Club. All right. So here we go. Generate a crash report. Okay. Okay. So we put this together. So she wrote the book. Of course, this is her book, Credit Confident. Right. And so we put a couple pages together for her on her ebook. So if you got a book out there and you want to sell it online, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a quick, fast way for you to be able to do it. Puts all the money in your pocket versus giving Amazon any of your money. So here's what we did. We did this in 3 pages. So hey, Brittany, why did we make this front page like this? Or anybody that's on here, but I want Brittany, you can answer too. Why do we make this page right here? Like we did this page where they get a $10 discount, instant access to the book, but we made them give them their email address. Why did we do that, Brittany?
Because the email address will connect directly to my constant contact account, which is where I send out drip campaign emails. So I'm able to gather potential client's information, which goes back to what you were saying earlier about, I can make $8 or I can make 10,000, so
I love
that's
it.
it.
I love it. I love it. So basically, like she just said, so the email, we make them give the email in order for them to get the quick discount, because that email list, she can email them anything she wants. It's free marketing at that point. It's free marketing at that point because she controls the list. So they gave her that. So it took her book from $17.99 to $7.99. It's an ebook, but now what happens is it's just this quick. Congratulations, you're getting $10 off. It goes straight from there. It pulls up nice and slow tonight here on my computer because all y'all are on here, but it pulls right up here. They pay the $7.99 for the book, and then boom, we deliver the book. We deliver the book right there to them, pay. And once they pay, if this thing ever loads quicker, faster, slower than what we're seeing right now, I'll show you what happens, because I want y'all to see, because there's some more people on here that you got books that you can now begin to get and use as a lead mechanism, not just for a sale. That's the biggest point that I want to make tonight is you don't just want to get just the money of the book. You want to go for the long money, not the short money. The short money is getting whatever you ask for the book. The long money is what's that next level. And then the big point is controlling that email list. But after they pay, it gets directed right here to this page, right? So boom, and they can click right here and begin reading her book right there. And it's delivered. She doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is just sit back and, my young folks would know there's this rapper that says you get checks over Stripe. And while every single time they do that, then boom, that money comes in her account. Somebody's reading her book, but she's really setting them up for the big thing that can happen later down in their world. All from that. So I wanted you to see at the end the fullness of something of where it can go, because the next thing that happens is she has redirects that will start to hit them, and she can speak to them based on where they are. She can set up consultations. Consultations can lead to opportunities to do what? Sell, buy, or invest in real estate, which turns right into what? Her big dollar sign, right? So there's just, again, magnets. So what I just showed you, and some of you're, oh, I got a question. Now you're thinking of what is your lead magnet that leads them to give you their email address that gets you X. So we're using the dollar amount they give to reinvest back so she can now market for the big dollar of the home. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my, see, y'all see the goodness? Y'all see the goodness? Y'all see the goodness? And I'm trying to tell you, every single one of you, you have an IP. It's the same thing. Okay. Step one, though, before we can get into that, you first have to sell out to it. Because if you don't sell out to your level of excellence and expertise, you won't be willing to go and develop something like that, because you jump around everywhere. Okay. Creditconfident.net. Y'all go buy the book. It's an ebook. Everybody should have great credit, right? Credit is a snapshot of today. If you got good credit already, keep your credit great. If you don't, you can always get good credit, right? I've been on both sides of the track, right? I've been on the credit where I'm like, oh, woe is me. Jesus, help me, Lord. I've been on the part where it's been real, real, real good. I've been in the in-between. I'm telling you right now, credit is a great snapshot of today. I've been fat before, I've been skinny, and I'm on my way back to losing weight again. So that's what credit is. So she writes about that, helps you to be able to do that so that you can ultimately what? Buy, enjoy the luxuries of life and not pay high interest for it, right? All right, any other questions as we get ready to let go tonight? All right. Tina, you got a question? Or is that a bye-bye? That was a bye-bye. Okay, that's a bye-bye. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, hey, so week one, y'all see where you are, see what you got to do. I want you to sell out for your area. I want you to go ask yourself, what's the result you give? Go ask somebody else, what result do they think you give? See, do we play match? Bring that back. Next week, we do not meet next week, right? We don't meet next Sunday because we're going to be watching the Philadelphia Eagles play the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So we're not meeting next week because of the Super Bowl. And then the following week, the 19th, we're back on and we'll be ready to rock. So I'm going to send you a couple emails in the meantime, help you streamline some of the things you did. All right. So tonight, go take what you got. Brittany, will you leave us with this one thing real quick? I'm putting her up right now just because, you know, she's one of our new one-on-one clients. So I told her to be ready for this. So please leave here with MIIA. Brittany, you ready? Here we go. MIIA. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Massive.
Yep.
Imperfect.
Yep.
Right. And oh gosh, Brittany. Action. I forgot the other I. Hold on. Massive, imperfect,
Do I
impactful.
got any other one-on-one client in here that
Action.
can help us? Come on.
Look at
MIIA. Oh
I
Lord.
wrote it
Oh,
down and
I told I was going to, I even told I was going to quiz on this. MIIA. Does any of my people know what MIIA is? She got massive right. That's the right.
Hold
And you got, she's missing the second I. She's missing the second.
on.
To tell y'all, she's missing
Massive, immediate, imperfect.
immediate. There we go. So
Action.
massive.
Sorry, I wrote it down and
immediate-
everything.
You good. You good. Massive, immediate, imperfect action. So that's my goal. That's my challenge to you. Take whatever your aha was from tonight, go massive with it, immediate, imperfect action. That's how we make progress, y'all. That's how we make progress. We don't make progress by being perfect and being perfectionists. We make progress by massive, immediate, imperfect action. All right? All right. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, thank y'all for showing up this evening. The replay will be done, so I will download this and each of you will get the link sent to you. So if you would like to listen to it again, take some more notes, and we'll go from there. And then we'll see you again on February 19th. And that will be our next time together inside of our class. And we'll keep on going. That next class, your homework that you do now and the ones I'm going to give you in email is very vital because we're going to be really pushing in the positioning of your product next time. I'm going to talk to you about the apps we use. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of the positioning side of it because that marketing side is very critical. That's what we're going to spend next session on. Okay. So what we'll be talking about. All right. Hey, go have a great rest of the evening. And y'all know y'all see me online. Our new videos are going to be kicking off. They're going to be all reels. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do. It's going to be all reels. That's what my coach told us. So we're all reels. That's the only thing you'll see me posting right now. And if you need something in the meantime, please reach out. Let me know. You got 3 classes together like this and everybody gets a one-on-one. That's what you got part of our session inside of here. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up and we will see you the next time. Holla at you. Bye-bye.